What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we're back at it again with another episode of Future Financial Updates. And your boy, we're back at it again. It is July 16th, for those of you who will be seeing this day of. And those of you who will be seeing it on Hump Day will be getting this July 19th. Now, first and foremost, shout out to the bag chasers. Let's get the homework done. This is, if you would like to see this every Sunday as soon as recording, or sometimes early, every once in a while, I'll do a bonus. I'll get really productive, and they'll get it a day ahead of time. So it's 72 hours minimum before the general public gets to see this. You could join the Bag Chasers. That is not, it's a Patreon group. It is not my Patreon group. It is Anton Daniels of AntonDaniels.com's Patreon group, of which I am a part of. It's kind of my way of giving back to the community that I'm a part of. A lot of good networking in there, a lot of great people, a lot of great connections getting made. So this is kind of one of the things that I do to add value per going my expertise, if you would. So that's the one and only way at present to get a hold of this information the day of recording. Everybody else, you're getting it on Wednesday, Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. If you're not having the week that you want, it's not too late to pivot. We're only halfway through it. Make those necessary changes. As you can see, we've got this on the screen. Hold on a second. Let's blow this up and take a look over here. Yeah, see there, I learned a new thing. I can blow it up for you. Not only that, will bring me down here, so it's real blown up for you. You guys can see real good. As we can see, for the news for today has affected the market. You can see that the total P&L for the year, we are positive 43.7%. Now, my metric, I think we're doing good at 30 or above. We are at 30 or above, which is awesome. So, like, there's definitely been some moves made. Some stuff is blowing up. Positions are changing around a little bit. Stuff is happening. I'm excited about it. So, first things first. Oh, I forgot during the housekeeping. Definitely make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe. We're not trying to do this by ourselves over here. For all my crypto fam, I appreciate y'all. I hope you're enjoying the content. Definitely, if it's a value to you, share it. Share the content. We gotta get a few more people over here. We're on the road to 500. We're getting there, but I'm on a sub drive. I'm doing it organic. I have boring topics. It's a little bit harder than if I was just in the malarkey. If I was making extravagant thumbnails of me screaming at a camera, or making funny faces, or doing some goofy stuff, or promoting coins that are going to cost you guys to lose money. If I was doing that. So I'm not, I talk about the stuff that I talk about. Obviously, this channel is mixed content. We have mostly financial, a little bit of romper room, some politics, some relationship stuff. But as we're growing, we will find out what people are here for, and those will branch off as they scale beyond this meager platform. But definitely share the content. And then hopefully those people like it and they sub. They want to stick around and hang out with us. Also, every Thursday evening, unless otherwise noted, and I do community updates if I have to move the day. But for the past year, except for one time, it's been every Thursday evening. We have a live panel discussion, open panel. You can ask your questions in the chat. You can come up and chat with us. Guns and butter. We talk about everything. It's chat driven. I'll normally have 2 or 3 topics that we stick to early on, but then after we get through after we get through the topics, or actually sometimes we don't even get through the topics, we are constantly taking feedback and information from the chat. You can tap in here, or you can tap in over on Rumble. We are there every Thursday. Ain't nothing stopping that momentum, baby. So if you want to come up and ask or talk crypto, we can definitely do that on Thursdays. Usually Shout outs to the homie Crypto Wheel. He'll tap in every once in a while on Thursdays and want to chime in. But if we get more people over there talking crypto, we'll start talking crypto. It's every Thursday evening. Moving on to the first thing, we're looking at the portfolio. The portfolio is looking awesome. Let's go ahead and give this rundown of the top 10. This is the top 10 holdings for the portfolio that I built out this year, not the portfolio in total. Otherwise, it would be Bitcoin at standing ovation of number one, because that is the largest holding I have. I think it's the largest holding everybody should have. Just an opinion. Now, coin number one is Ethereum, ETH. Coin number two is Synthetics Network, SNX. Coin number three is USD Coin, USDC. Coin number four is NASDEX, NSDX. Coin number five is Arbitrum, ARB. Coin number six is Cosmos Hub, Atom. Coin number seven is Wrapped Bitcoin, WBTC. Coin number 8 is Yearn CRV, YCRV. Coin number 9, the original orange pill, is Bitcoin, BTC. Coin number 10 is SBTC, SBTC. As we can see, stuff is making moves. As we can see over on the P&L, on the far right side within that top 10, that's some solid green there. It's all green for the year, which is awesome. Actually, it's all green for the 7-day, which is also awesome. Ethereum did break 2,000 this week, which means that your boy has officially flipped bullish. Kind of got a little bull pump on there. We're kind of making some adjustments to the portfolio, got some things going. We're actually going to start focusing on, for my altcoin position, start focusing on holding amounts versus token amounts. So that means that I'm more looking at the collective. So like, for instance, my NASDAQ holdings, I'm looking at it in whole numbers. So for instance, it would be like looking at it as like, for that position, we're looking at having $1,200 cumulative holding, which means that if it goes up to $1,300, we scalp $100 off of that. And then we put that over in a holding. And if it dips down to where it dips down below, say, $1,100, we buy back in to the position at that point to get it back up to the $1,200 marker. And this is based on the position allocations from a dollar amount, but that way it allows me to kind of get funds out into more stable long-term things. So like you would take that $100 and put it into a liquidity position that is like a Bitcoin derivative, something that gives a little bit of interest, max out the growth potential, secure the easy win with those funds. And, you know, if things are just consistently going up, then you're consistently scalping that little bit of money, putting it into that pool. So that way, if things crash, you're in a long position with the profits that you've made. And after it hits a certain metric, you have sell-offs. So on to the next thing, because we're doing this in order today. I lined this out. I've got some good stuff going on here. We've got the top 5 gainers and losers. Pulling it up. Okay, so we're going to start off with the gainers. The first one, the largest 24-hour gain, is Aladdin DAO. That's sitting at coin position and the coin market cap rankings of 930, and they had a pump of 23.7%. If you're in Aladdin DAO, you got a little bit of a win. Congratulations. Number 2 is Uki. They're at market cap ranking number 777. Oh, shout outs, dude. The lucky number 777 with a 24-hour gain of 18.3%. Not bad. Congratulations for those of you in Uki. Number 3 is not financial advice, NFAI. Interesting. Very interesting. They are sitting at a market cap ranking of 831, and they have had a 24-hour pump of 17.2%. Coin number 4 in the top gainers is Crypto Gladiator League, CGL. And they're sitting at coin market cap ranking of 786. And they have had a pump of 16.9% in the past 24 hours. Interesting. Coin number 5, rounding it out, is the Swash token, SWASH, sitting at a coin market cap ranking of 980. They have had a pump of 16.6%. Congratulations to those of you who are in Swash. Now over to the biggest losers. What is this? What is going on here? Go away. All right, we're going to have to scroll up here because there's a CoinGecko guy in the way. Topping off the list of the biggest losers, you have Osaka Protocol. They have a coin market cap ranking of 717, and they have had a loss of 17.3% in the past 24 hours. Sitting at number 2 is OXO.AI AI Smart Chain, which is OXO. They're sitting at a coin market cap ranking of 399. They have had a loss of 13% in the last 24 hours. Sitting at number 3, NFT Worlds, WRLD, sitting at a coin market cap ranking of 854. They have had a loss of 15.2% in the last 24 hours. Sitting at number 4 on the top losers is Wise, WISE. They're sitting at a market cap of 840. They're sitting at a loss of 12.1% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, number 5, Cult DAO, CULT, with a market cap ranking of 814. They have had a loss of 12.4% in the last 24 hours. Hopefully, you guys are all condensed to the winners list and not the losers list, because nobody wants to be on the top 5 losers list. That's just not a fun place to be. It's actually a pretty terrible place to be. But with that said, let's move on to the news. Congratulations to the XRP Army. It is definitely, as I said, I got to play for this court case specifically into the next bull run. Yeah, they won their case, rightfully so. I mean, this is great for XRP. This is also great for the market, obviously. Do I think, is this a majority of my holding? Absolutely not. Is it a project that I emphatically believe in the sense of it being around? Absolutely. In the sense of it being something that I would want to support with my money? Absolutely not. But we capitalists around here, and we're going to get all the bags. And this was a pretty straightforward, pretty easy one for me anyway. And they won, which sets precedents for the rest of the market. Now, this specific article from Bloomberg is framing it as though this doesn't set precedents because the market's different. There's more money in it now than there was before. But I mean, if you're not promising people anything and you're just putting out decentralized open source tech that people have access to, then I believe that this does set precedents. But the traditional financial market has to put that seed of doubt, because they have to get as many of you as possible to still worry. Is my altcoin going to get sued by the SEC? And even if it does, this is the kicker, people. It's just the United States. Crypto is much bigger than just the United States. So if they can't do business, which honestly, most cryptocurrencies now, projects are releasing with an IP ban for the United States. Like if you don't know how to get access to them, you don't get access to them because people are just going around our market altogether because we are not regulating. We're allowing people to set up shop and continue working, tell them they're fine until 8 years down the road, and then they slap them with all sorts of fines to extort money out of them, which is what it is. It's extortion. And all the stuff that was fine, they decided that it's not fine because they make the rules, and now you have to pay for it. It's not a fair system. This is not a capitalist system. The United States is not functioning under a capitalist system. We talk about the gangs, the corrupt leadership of countries like Russia, the cartel. We talk about Cuba. The cartel runs that. It's organized crime, basically. Russia, it's organized crime, basically. The guys at the top set all the rules. China, shadow economy, organized crime, individual. Well, actually, I guess China's not organized crime. China's just a cartel, and they do what they do. The top just does what they do. They have two economies, a shadow banking system. They can't be trusted. But America is literally doing the exact same thing. It's just repackaged. It's the SEC consistently suing people, charging fees, telling people that what they're doing is okay, then changing their mind because they changed the rules. We don't have a capitalist society any longer. We haven't for a while. And it's time that people wake up. And, you know, one of the ways you can protect yourself from that is getting involved in something that's global. The only way to attain freedom at this point is to decentralize your citizenship. You should have as many passports into as many countries as possible, so that way you can navigate as you see fit. You should have your finances in something that is global and not necessarily something that's tied into a cartel. That's the reason that the United States is going out of their way to put excessive regulations on the exchanges that we do have to run them out of this market, so that they're closing for the common person who's not been in this space, because they're not closing it for me. Where there's a will, there's a way. We got workarounds. If you've been in this space for a long time, you know what most of them are. If you know, you know. But for those who don't, for the average person who is following, who is late, who is going to be the last to show up to the party, they want 100% control of exactly how far into the party you can be. They do not want you to be able to change your life within this space. They do not want you having the opportunities to change the trajectory of your family, of your personal financial situation, of accelerating your path to freedom, either financially or whatever metric you put that out at. They don't want you to be able to do that. They don't want you to be in the spot that I'm in. And I'm not, like I said, not rich, but I have changed the course of my family. I have changed the course of me personally from a financial perspective, and I have accelerated my path to freedom because of this space, because of the opportunities that we had. And they're shutting those doors actively, which is crazy. I don't like it, but eventually I'd say give it another 5-10 years, everybody's gonna be like, oh, well, Reckless Ray, you're lucky. You're just lucky that you, like, no, I made decisions. And when everybody told me that it was, oh, what you're doing is crazy, you're going to lose everything, I didn't listen to them. I made the choice. I did my own research. I did not listen to the crowd. Most of the people that told me that getting into crypto was a bad idea are still broke now. They're still in the same financial situation now that they were. Their lives have not changed for the better. They're still going to work, being happy slaves in a tax bracket. Congratulations. But I chose not to do that. I made different decisions, and I'm getting different results. But this is the reason that I put out this content, is because I'm trying to tap into as many people as possible. Like, you have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to try stuff. You have to be willing to look at things from a different perspective. And currently, the way that our system is set up, it is set up in a fashion to where they want to control what opportunities the common person has. They want to control how much you can win. They want to control the entire field. And this isn't true competition. This isn't true capitalism. It's the people at the top dictating what you can and can't do. Or actually, better yet, it's the people, it's a group of people at the top that obviously do not want people within the middle or the bottom to have the opportunity to better their situations. They need slaves. They need workers. They need you not making passive income in a fashion where you can quit working. They need you not being able to win. Or if you do win, you win within their system where they still control all the money. They control all the pieces on the board. And if you have something decentralized like crypto that you can't turn off, you can't turn off Bitcoin. They can't turn off Ethereum. They'd have to turn off every computer on the planet, every piece of electronic on the planet. And then they'd have to turn off the satellites as well. Pandora's box in that regard has been opened. It will not be shut. Those of us who do know, we know. We're going to be navigating different than the rest of you. We're going to have some options that the rest of you are not going to have. For those not willing to adapt or look towards the future, because the future's coming really fast. And that gap is widening. And things are going to get more difficult. And you have to constantly be on the lookout. You have to constantly be perspicacious for those opportunities for you to move ahead. And not necessarily overnight. I'm not saying go buy a Shiba Inu, go buy a Doge and try to get rich tomorrow, because that's not going to happen either. But what I am saying is being able to navigate as you see fit and having the financial opportunities to do what you wish to do are important. And looking at something like Bitcoin that is global, that is adopted by governments, that is adopted by countries, that is not going away, that has become a larger and larger part of our society. Looking at the cryptocurrency space, that is digitizing everything. That's going to make some interesting opportunities in the future. You might want to look into that. Like it is important. It is something that could afford an opportunity. I'm not saying put all your money into it like I did, but I am saying that like you should probably have some exposure to it, because the future does happen regardless. And as much as everybody wants to harken back to the traditional finance, we've had that for a very long time. And it's currently going through its paces of not working, not functioning as it should, and or collapsing. I mean, when you see the S&P moving like volatility wise like Bitcoin does, and like, I mean, that those we're seeing banks collapse. Bitcoin hasn't collapsed. Bitcoin hasn't gone away. A lot of your banks have closed. A lot of your banks have gotten gobbled up by other things. Nothing's gobbled up Bitcoin. Bitcoin gobbles up everything else. So we're gonna land that plane there. We should definitely look into the opportunities that are presented to us. I say use all of them. Me personally, I am currently diversifying back into traditional finance because I am exceptionally at a very high clip, very high level, overexposed in crypto. And I know that because it's what I understand. I also understand the traditional finance systems as well. They're just slower and they're way more boring and they're not interesting. And I don't feel like it's a level playing field where people just get to compete. But from a diversification standpoint, should probably be back over in there. So we're moving back over in there little by little. Now, the last thing we're going to touch on is our little bit of alpha. We've got Atom sitting right at 20% still, which is nice. You know what I'm saying? Ada's had a nice 13 not Ada, Cosmos, Atom, ATOM has had a nice 13% pump. APR is sitting around 20%. Normally it's fluctuating right now because of the price spikes between 19 and 21. So right here, right now, they have it set at, they're pegging it at 20.54, which is cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm going to be running an experiment over this weekend to see if I can. So I'm going to actually start probably doing some, I don't know how I'm going to do this because it's definitely not stuff that I want to give away for free, unfortunately. But I've got a couple of like in-depth plays that I utilize that I have spoken about, but I'm working right now to see if I can do like a straight DeFi inlet where I use Cash App to get into the market with Bitcoin, but see if I can get the Bitcoin into the cryptocurrency space and convert it over to something else without having to go to a centralized exchange, because you know, they're putting a lot more KYC involved. They're wanting to get more into your business. They're wanting to be able to track you better. And I'm not for that, dude. Like if I go buy gold, like physical gold from a pawn shop, I am not tracked for that gold. If I go exchange that gold into another precious metal, I am not tracked for that either. I don't like the ideals of them getting into your business in regards to things that you're just doing with your money or your digital assets. I'm not a fan. So we're going to work it out. We're going to see if there's a way. It's like I said, within crypto, where there's a will, there's a way. And if I figure this out, I think that might be my first piece of paid content. I think we'll do that. That might be it. We might have to start like a Patreon or like a paid in Discord that has something of that nature on it, because like that one's going to be a heavy hitter, because not a lot of people can go, like, obviously you're going to have one centralized entity because I'm a heavy user of Cash App. So like they're obviously going to know that I bought something, but like this whole getting tracked at every stop, every exchange, like I'm not for that. Like if I want to get Bitcoin and convert it over to Ethereum and then stake my Ethereum, I just want to do that and be left alone. Or if I want to get Bitcoin and convert it over into Atom and then do whatever I want to do with that, I want to be left alone. Like I don't, like when I go take a bar of gold and go exchange that into, or better yet, if I go take my silver coins and go exchange that into a certain amount of gold at a certain point, I am not tracked for that. If I take that gold at that point, accumulate it, and then exchange it over into something platinum, moving on up the scale, I am not tracked for that. I don't understand. And it's just because like that's also not controlled, but it's also more cumbersome, and also the gains that you get on gold are not the same. That's the only reason they don't care. But they're trying to get to a point where they'll be tracking that too. But we've got to fight back against Big Brother getting in all of our business at every stop of the way. So we're gonna test it out. We are going to do some experimenting. And we're going to leave it at that for today's episode, folks. Next week, we'll have an update on that. Oh, one of the other things was I hit my target for passives in crypto this month. And I know I did because on the 12th, so I guess it requires a little bit more explaining. There are certain things, like I try to keep my metrics at a certain level. So if I don't have like $10 in a token, that's a stake token, I won't convert that over into anything else until it hits $10, basically. So there's certain tokens where I'll wait a couple of weeks within the month. So like the first of this month, like the first Wednesday of this month, I did not do any cash outs whatsoever, like at all, because like nothing was within metric. The only one that I do cash out on is my synthetics, and that's only because because like if you don't cash it out every week, you just lose that week. So like you have to, and like the fees are super low, so that one's normally about like $6 because you get like about, I'd say around 3 tokens. It sits at about, you get 3 more SMX every week. But that one I have to do. And the reason my cash out day is the day that it is. My cash out, I mean, like you just get your tokens and restake them, basically. The reason I do it that day is because that's the day that synthetics, they do their re-up for if you're gonna cash out and restake. So I just do all of them that day. So that's the reason Wednesday is my day. But this last Wednesday, so like I had to wait a couple of weeks, and then there were a couple of tokens that are slow. They're like slow builders, and you know, it's what it is. Like I have large amounts in there, but it's just a slow burn. And so those are almost down to the point where it's like a monthly cash out before it hits the metric where it's enough for me to go ahead and pull that. But I did my cash out this last Wednesday, and to my surprise, that cash out broke $100, which my stretch goal is 150, and I'm pretty sure looking at it that I'm going to be real close or going to hit it, and that's for during the bear market. Now, during the bull market, numbers start getting crazy. Like, stuff starts getting a little bit weird. I don't know what that's going to entail because I'm not, now that I've dialed it back into where I'm not chasing thousands of percent because it's not sustainable and having to change stuff out every week and move money around and being super active might not be as much, but I'm planning on at least hopefully doubling that stretch goal, if not or at minimum doubling it for the bull run, because the numbers just go up, therefore the payouts go up. But like what I'm doing right now is just accumulating coins and, you know, restaking, moving them over into long positions, and we're riding it out like that. But that is a little piece of information. Like, we're starting to get to a point to where we're hitting those metrics, which is cool. So yeah, definitely, if you guys saw value in this, like, share, and subscribe. If you have things that you would like me to broach on topic-wise within the cryptocurrency space, definitely drop me a comment. Let me know some of your questions. My email is listed for people who are looking to collaborate or have questions. You can send your questions to my email as well. I do check that email. It does go directly to me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Did any of you guys get... Let's talk about those pumps, because we had a good week. Let's talk good stuff, guys. I want to hear about your pumps. Did you guys catch any of that pump? How much of a pump did we get? Did we get, because like, I mean, we were sitting at like 38% or 34% last week, and we're at what, 43 now? That's almost a 10% gain over this XRP news, which is awesome. So yeah, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys got going on. I want to know if you guys got any of that, any of those juicy gains. I know some of my XRP army people that are very big advocates for XRP got some gains. I know some of my guys that are in Sol, you guys got some gains. Let's talk about it. Hit me up in the comments. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and I am out. And since we haven't made an outro for this show yet, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. I pull up.